Okay, we'll be looking at Grace Krager's 25 backstroke through the dartfish analysis. This is Coach Connor commentating. Right away, let's take a look at your start, Grace. I like where the hand placement is on the bars, shoulder width apart. Okay, preferably the head should be in a neutral position with the eyes forward, looking at the handlebar or at the edge of the block. As far as your feet go, understanding that Ledoux's pool along their gutter line is steel plated. It makes it difficult to have those feet high up on the wall, but generally speaking, if we have a touch pad, okay, or a wall that has a little bit better grip, we want those feet to be high up on the wall with the toes just along the edge. Not curling over, but just along the edge so the feet are as high as they can be to enable a more efficient, more powerful start. And what we're going to notice here on your start is the timing from when our hands leave the handlebars to when we begin our jump on the backstroke start. Okay, we're going at 1/4 of the speed, so we're able to see this in slow motion. Now let's bring it back. Okay, pay attention to as the arms leave. Okay, there's only a slight leg movement. Okay, it's the legs following the motion of your arms going back, so the majority of your body weight going back towards the water. Right here, you notice the big push. Okay, we notice a big push right as the arms are practically going towards the surface of the water, just a little bit above it, where we really want to begin that jump as soon as the hands leave. As soon as the hands leave, if we're jumping up right here, we're getting above the surface of the water, okay, and we're able to get our hands in a streamline before we hit the surface of the water as we go down into our dolphin kicks. Okay, and you'll notice right there, what you had to do to get down below the surface of the water was do a dolphin kick before your body was fully submerged. If we time that jump a little bit sooner off the start, remember the hands leaving as the hands leave the bars, okay, we want to hit that jump. If we time that perfectly, we won't have to do this little dolphin kick just to get underwater. Because the moment we get underwater, we have a very good body line. Okay, we're at a perfect depth. We're in a nice tight streamline. Okay, and we're going right into those dolphin kicks. So this is what we want to be in right after the start. As soon as we submerge underwater, we're in that good long tight body line, okay, just a little bit beneath the surface of the water, just enough room so we can get those big powerful dolphin kicks in. Okay. What I want you to notice too, again, is last week when we talked about the butterfly and the dartfish, okay, with our dolphin kick, we don't want to have that knee bend. First off, we want to make sure the knees aren't separated. Okay, we want to make sure they're together, and we don't want to kick from the knees. We want to make sure we're pressing the hips up and down to generate that powerful dolphin kick. Otherwise, very, very tight streamline. Okay, the eyes are at the ceiling, and we're timing that breakout. Okay, we're timing that breakout pretty well. Okay, right about there though, right as we're coming to the surface, so right here, we want to begin to drop one arm at a time. So you, from what I can tell, you like to drop your right arm to begin your breakout stroke. Okay, so we want to begin that right here with our left arm reaching behind us. Now coming up, you're going to see what you do on your breakout stroke as of right now. Okay, take note from what I told you and what we're doing right here. Okay, we've already come to the surface and our hands are still in the streamline. Okay, our legs are still towards the bottom of the pool, which isn't necessarily bad, but we want to make sure that body line is parallel from our fingertips all the way down to our toes. And as we begin to pull, okay, in our first breakout stroke, both of our arms come down towards our hips. Like I said, we want to keep that left arm at the top of our stroke because you seem to favor the right arm right now in terms of pulling. Okay, and that's the first one that comes over. The reason why we want to have our one arm at the top is just like freestyle when we do the lead arm. Okay, when we have our lead arm at the top, we want one of our arms, okay, guiding us down the pool, being ready to take that next stroke after our breakout. So as the right arm comes around, if our left arm was at the top of our stroke, that's when we'd begin to pull through. But rather, we're beginning from a 0 point or a stagnant point where we kind of have to force one arm out while the other arm stays completely still. So we're kind of slowing up our breakout. Okay, and any momentum that we had off the block, any sort of speed has already been lost. So now from here is really where we're beginning to, generate the speed that we're going to have for the rest of the 25, as opposed to maintaining the speed off of the start and holding that for the rest of the 25. Okay, now you'll see right back here, you'll notice this is how we want our first breakout stroke to look. One arm at the top as we pull through. Very good hand placement. You notice the thumbs. Okay, turning the hand a little bit too soon. I want those thumbs to be up at the hips. Okay, but you are getting that pinky around. The thumbs are out towards the ceiling at the top of our stroke, so I do like that. Okay, and there is a much better stroke in terms of the thumbs being up. Rotate through. Okay, so I like that. Let's let the video play a little bit. Take note of your kick. Okay, it's a little bit wide, a little bit choppy, if you will. It's strong, it's powerful, I can see it's there, but with the kick being as wide as it is, okay, if we minimize that distance, that separation between each kick, each single kick, okay, if we can minimize that, we're going to do what we call boiling the water, which is what we want that kick to look at right here. That's what we want the water to look at, or look like. That boiling water at the very tips of our toes, as opposed to kind of popping up every now and then due to the separation in our kick. And with that, if we're able to tighten up that kick a little bit, not have it so wide, okay, we're not going to have that exaggerated rotation. Okay, we do want rotation in the backstroke, but we want to make sure that it's not too big of a rotation due to the separation of our kick. And if you'll notice too, your kick is slightly coming from the knees. Okay, it's definitely more so from the hips on the flutter kick as opposed to the dolphin kick, but it's still just a little bit of a slight bend, which is probably kind of causing that separation more so than we want, and it's causing a little bit more of a wiggle as opposed to a rotation. So exaggerated rotation or a wiggle that's causing our body to be a little bit off balance as we pull through. Now what you do a good job of is keeping the head nice and still, completely still, so it's not like the entire body is going out of line. It's just kind of the majority of where your hips begin on down to your toes is kind of getting out of line with the upper body. So we're not as balanced as we could be. Now going into the finish, you keep the eyes up, head nice and still, continuous kick, good strong, long arms, and you end up nailing the finish. So that's great. So that's what we want. So a lot of good things to take away from this video, but again, a lot of smaller details that if we continue to fix, it's going to make our backstroke that much better. Okay, now if you have any questions after watching this video, please bring them to me at practice, and I will gladly go over them with you so that we can keep on improving the backstroke. Alrighty, thank you for watching.